Here comes your pre-market summary for Wednesday, February 8th. Back to the downside we go for futures right now, coming off of a wild session yesterday as we get comments from Fed Chair Powell that at the end of the day, when everything's said and done, ends up being a positive for the market overall. And it was a specific sentence that we'll touch on as we get going here this morning at 8:30 that he said in regards to this year seeing significant improvement in inflation. That seemed to be the catalyst to the upside for the market. Here are how things are setting up so far this morning. Here's the futures, the S&P 0.5%, 0.38 for the Dow, about the same there for the NASDAQ to the downside ever so slightly. To start things off, more positivity for crude oil. It was quietly up 4%. At the end of the day yesterday was energy, so we might talk about some of the oil stocks today. Bitcoin and Ethereum heading in opposite directions right now, but only very slightly. Wanted to show you this to kick things off. We have not one, but three speakers coming up today. Williams, Cook, and Fed's Bar set to speak at 9:15, 9:30, and 10 o'clock, all in the pre-market or before we get going into the midday session at least. We'll bring you any significant comments that come from that. What a day it was yesterday. I mean, if you look at this chart of the SPY, it doesn't really tell the story, but it was down first, then up, then back down, then we end the day basically at session highs. The Q's pretty much the same. Wide range yesterday, that 302.50 holding as support as it did in the prior session. We'll have a look at Bed Bath & Beyond coming up once again this morning. That was yesterday. Remember the $1 billion, a plan to raise $1 billion. Turns out the first chunk of it is $225 million. In an offering that they closed aftermarket yesterday. Still planning within the next 10 months possibly to raise another $800 million is BBBY as they set to or look to avoid bankruptcy. Uber reporting this morning. To the upside we go for Uber on a beat. Forecast looks pretty good. It's worth noting Lyft strong on that as well. Lyft individually getting its own upgrade I saw this morning. Microsoft back on watch, back to the upside, stronger than the rest of the big tech group this morning after that AI announcement. 5 different price target increases from analysts this morning on softy shares. We'll have a look at the semiconductors once again. ENPH reported they're up big time this morning after a decent forecast. Intel looking a little relatively weak once again after the close yesterday. They in an SEC filing are set to looks like file a 7-part note offering of up to $11 billion for INTC. Move over Baidu, Alibaba, the next to get into the AI pool or AI group, saying that they're working on their own version of a chat GPT style AI bot. And this little one, EVAX, back on watch, another positive mRNA headline for EVAX today. Chart's not working here for some reason, but ZH, another one, little Chinese stock moving around this morning. There we go. Back to the upside for ZH. That is AI related as well, guys. Grab that QR code, bottom of the screen this morning. Will come up at 8:30. We'll tell you everything you need to know before we get going at 9:30 on TraderTV.Live.